Self-encounter show. Self-encounter show. Self-encounter show. We go on and on and on. Come and vibe and chill as we grow. Come and vibe and chill as we grow. Come and vibe and chill as we grow. As we grow. Self-encounter show. Self-encounter show. Self-encounter show. We go on and on and on. Come and vibe and chill as we grow.
Come and vibe and chill as we grow. Yeah. But let's go ahead and stop that right there. Where's that, I like to start off with my little greeting. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time you decide to look at this, I just want to say hello. I hope that you had a wonderful week and weekend. But here we are with a new episode called Love Encounter. Yes, you know what I'm saying? It's the last episode for the month of February. So I had to include the Valentine theme and Black history. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. If it feel like I'm looking off, it's because I got my notes pulled up. So yeah, I had to take some good notes this time, So I just want to start off by saying, last Sunday I was watching a sermon, and two things stood out to me. He said, instead of wanting to be known, be so remarkable that people can't help but to know you. Be so awesome that people can't help but to get to want to know you. And I like that because, sometimes, even myself included, you get so wrapped up in the views and the shares that sometimes you lose sight. And when he said it, I was like, you know what? That's a good point. Because when you just focus on your craft, nothing else matters. The people that need to see you, they will see you when the time is right. But for now, just focus on bettering yourself as well as whatever it is that you're providing and offering, which for me is my podcast. So I'm, constantly growing, constantly learning. I'm watching videos, seeing how I could get better. So yeah, I just wanted to put that message out there for anybody who just feeling like oh, the views are low or I'm not getting a lot of shares. Like, it's okay. That's just right now, but who knows? Next month, it may be more than that, So just keep grinding, keep perfecting. And when the time is right, everything will make sense. And then the second part that stood out to me was when he said, stay consistent and true to yourself because you don't know the date of when you'll be pushed to the front. I said, oh, because consistency, I struggle with that. Like, I'll start off real good. I'm talking about I'm putting out content, and then next thing you know, it's like, where did she go? That's me. Like, that's what I said. So when I heard that too, and I'm like, I need to work on like constantly just pushing, even when I'm tired, just put something out, like, because all of this is gonna pay off eventually. It might not make sense right now, but in the future, yeah. I'll just look back and just reflect on like, oh, I remember that time I was struggling, started off real strong, and then I fall off, and then I get to the point where I start missing it, or I'm talking to people and they mention in the podcast or the clothes, and I'm like, you know what? I miss it too. Let me get back to putting out episodes, or let me get back to working on a new design. So I would definitely say, like, just no matter what, just stay consistent and stay true to yourself because your time coming. Yeah. But let's go ahead and jump into this episode of Love Encounter, the Black History version, because we're in the month of Black History and love. So I hope that y'all had a wonderful Valentine weekend. Well, shoot, it's still the weekend, honestly. So that's another reason why I'm not gonna hold you too long, because it is the last day to celebrate. So yeah, yeah, let's just go ahead. Move this over real quick. Give me 1 second. All right. Okay, cool. All right. So for this week or for this episode, I have 5 sections that I wanted to discuss in regards to, like I said, love and Black history. So I'm gonna just tell you the section title, throw out like a question or a statement, and then I'm gonna just elaborate on my views and how I feel about it. And the first one was self love and Black history. All right. So the question was, or not even the question, but the statement was loving who you are when the world tells you not to. And before I even proceed, I got to give you the definition because why wouldn't I? So, the definition for self love is the regard for one's own well being and happiness, accepting yourself as you are in this very moment for everything that you are. So, yeah, I'm gonna like give y'all a second to just like ponder on that. um, So yeah, like I said, self love is just accepting who you are at this very second, like right now, today. Whether that's good or bad, just appreciating everything that you went through so far to get where you are right now. Because you might be down today, but tomorrow you probably be up. So, or you might be up today and tomorrow you be down. But nonetheless, it's all a lesson, and it's all gonna make you stronger too. So yeah. But So when I think of loving who you are when the world tells you not to, it's like I said, self love comes to mind because it's already a touchy topic. Being that a lot of people suffer with loving themselves as it is. Some signs are people who are afraid to be alone, always want to be seen, negative self talk, people pleasing, weak or no boundaries, neglecting themselves when it comes to hygiene and upkeep. So, to love yourself when the world tells you not to is actually harder than it sounds to some. Um, but I'm here to say, and I will say it every time, this is a safe space where we can grow together without judgment. And to be honest, because it wouldn't be me if I wasn't, transparent. Um, Self love is something I'm still getting comfortable with because people pleasing, listen, yeah, people pleasing was my number one red flag. Okay. Like, I'm one of them people who, like, I just don't want to let people down for real, like, or like, I don't want to be the bad guy either. So, like, there'll be days where I don't feel like doing something, but I'll still do it because I don't want to say no, or I don't want them to feel like they can't depend on me. But I had to learn, and I'm still learning that it isn't healthy. And saying no is definitely okay. Like, because I didn't think it was okay, but it is okay. It's okay. So when you don't feel like doing, like, say no and keep it pushing. Like, they'll understand. Um, and then I'm gonna also have to add that I'm very hard on myself, uh, and I know that's crazy because, like, it's just like, why are you so hard? Like, it's you, so you should be the most gentle person when it comes to yourself. But I'm not. Like, it's I don't know how to explain it, but like, I'm the type of person. For example, when I first started doing my live stream and I posted my first episode, like, I was sitting there like, dang, I felt like I just went on there like unprepared, just just talking about nothing in circles, not making sense. But then I had to realize, like, no, it was a purpose behind it. No, you didn't have an actual content to discuss, but nonetheless, you were more so getting a feel, getting comfortable with being on camera. Because when this podcast first started, I already said I was not gonna get on camera. It was gonna be strictly audio or whatever. But here I am, stepping out on faith, just testing the waters. So I feel like every episode I'm just gonna keep growing. I'm gonna get better at this, figure it out. Just keep, yeah, just keep trying. Um, so for anyone that's struggling with self love, um, I just want you to know that you aren't alone, and we will definitely overcome this bad habit together. If that makes you feel better, like, we can work at this together. um, but yeah, see, hold up real quick. I gotta take my time with this one. All right. Okay. I'm just getting comfortable, you know. This was a good topic. It was a touchy topic. So yeah, but okay. Um the next one was Black love and community. Um and the statement for that section was the power of family, chosen family, and community love. I would say family is typically your first love because this is where you learn all the importance of your family background, you know, like your name and traditions, anything that, you know, people before you used to do, you learn it from your family. And then you have your chosen family, which is built through loyalty, shared experience, laughter, and trust. Yeah, you know, but that one is more so like people you met, like that's a relationship that you went out to create and build. um, and then you have the community. Um, yeah, and that's usually your neighbor. You know, somebody who checks in on you, or keep you up to date with the neighborhood. Friends who years later y'all still cool, still hanging out, still talking. You know, a mentor, somebody who was guiding you and still there, pushing you, encouraging you. And then, you know, just a collective voice, just everybody that just uplift one another. Um, so when you combine all three together, it definitely creates a safety net and a launching pad for greatness due to all the different support, courage, and positivity to grow and elevate. So that's why I feel like Black love and a community is very important to have because of those things. Like, and I feel like everybody needs that support. Like, somebody sending a text message, "Hey, I'm here. I'm with you." You know, you got my support to keep going. Like, I don't care what you drop, just know I'm there. And that's friends, family, co-workers, neighbors, everybody. Like, that makes a difference when you know you have that support and love. So I would definitely say Black love and just the community in general is a big thing. Um, so yeah. And then next on my list, 'cause like I said, I got 5 topics, but I'm trying to hurry up. I'm trying to hurry up so I can get back to Valentine's. So then we have the representation of Black love. Why seeing healthy Black love matters, breaking stereotypes and reclaiming our narratives, celebrating all forms of Black love, romantic, platonic, parental, spiritual. Um, I'll say seeing healthy Black love matters because it definitely breaks the stereotype of struggle. When you witness that type of love, it shows tenderness, respect, emotional safety, joy, stability, and the devotion that it does, like devotion does exist within our community, as well as stability. I think I said that, but in case I didn't, stability. um, Therefore, we should always celebrate all forms of Black love, whether that's romantic, platonic, parental, or spiritual. Because by doing so, it shows unity and the devotion of partners building together, the loyalty of friendships that feels like home, the sacrifices of parents who pour into their children, and the faith that anchors communities and hope. So Black love is definitely, you want to see healthiness. Like, I feel like that kind of helps mold you too. So when it's your turn to start showing love, um, to everyone around you, you know, like the correct way, because we not about to be toxic. No, when we love, we want to show real love, real genuine love. You know, like all that stuff. It's no like I'm gonna love you halfway, but then I'm gonna hold back. Like, no, we gonna like we're gonna be full force with it. Like being emotional, being respectful, because always you always have to be respectful, but definitely respectful. You know, showing like you stable. I know I can depend on you when I need you. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want you to be dependable today, but shaky tomorrow. Like, no. You got to stay stable, man. Like, yeah. Um, and then sound like I'm reading the book. And then, yes, and then you have healing and generational love. For that section, I'm gonna just talk about like healing generational trauma through love and understanding, loving ourselves enough to break cycles, teaching the next. Let me repeat that. um, but yeah, teaching the next generation what healthy love looks like. So I'll say, when it comes to healing and generational love, please, please don't erase the past. Instead, grow and learn from it to prevent making the same mistakes. Healing generational trauma is a choice. It's a choice to pause, reflect, and change your outlook on things. I mean, you can easily choose to keep operating the same way that you've been moving, but what fun is that? Why you want to do that? You know the way that you've been moving didn't make sense. So why you want to keep moving like that? Like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that right there. But as always, this is definitely a space about growth, learning, improving, and letting go of the past pain and trauma. So instead of repeating the same cycles, let's work on the courage to look at the trauma and come up with ways to prevent them from reoccurring. Cause yeah, let it go. She sung that song for you. And if you don't know Elsa, then go watch Frozen. It's a kiddie movie, but still, you gotta let it go. You gotta let that hurt go. Let the pain, let it all go. You gotta free yourself. Like Fantasia said, go ahead and free yourself. Yes, free. Be free as a bird. Go soar. Hold on, I'm trying to think of another word to say. Okay, I got the bird, and then we were gonna be like a plane, just floating through the sky. We'd be like a little ship, just sailing through the water, or boat. Yes, it can be a ship or a boat floating through the water, all that. But nonetheless, let it go. We don't need to hold on, because the only person we hurting is ourselves when we do that. But let me keep on pushing on through, pushing on along. In regards to loving ourselves enough to break cycles, um, basically it means just setting boundaries where there were none. You hear that? Put them boundaries up. Go ahead, get your little walls so they have to knock. They can't just walk in no more, because you don't want them to just walk in and disturb your peace. That's what you need the boundaries for. Get them walls up. You can put a little door, let them knock, and if you approve, then you can open it. But if not, just keep your door shut, aka the boundaries. So yeah, because I get distracted easily, so I was gonna keep going, but no. And then next it was choosing communication over silence. Yeah, because we can do that whole like, I'm not gonna talk to you, I'm not gonna explain. But how do you want somebody to know if something bothering you if you don't want to discuss, if you don't want to open your mouth and let them know, like, hey, I did not like that, let's try to work to be better. Because if you're better, what it say, if you know better, you will do better. Amen. um, and then extending forgiveness without excusing harm. Yeah, I like that one. Yeah. Because it's not your job to try to go and get somebody back. No, just forgive and move on. Trust me, it'll hurt them more than it hurts you. Like, people know when they wrong, and that's it. They know when they wrong. So just move on. Keep going. That's it. Don't even look back at them. Because if they really cared about you, they wouldn't be doing that to you. So forgiveness without excusing harm. No need. Don't even go back and forth with them. Because they know what they did. They know and you know. That's all that matters. We both know what happened. I didn't appreciate you. And if you didn't take accountability, then I'm just going to forgive you, but I'm going to keep on walking. That's it. I'm not going to look back either. But nonetheless, it definitely goes back to self-love and putting yourself first to add a new cool chapter to your story or your book of life, because we all out here writing our own little books, different chapters. You got your chapter from your childhood, from your childhood to your teenage, and then early adult, all that. It's just your book that represents you and your legacy that you're leaving behind. So yeah, we like cool chapters. And in order to have a cool chapter, you got to heal. You got to heal and break the cycle. um, what else? Oh, okay, yeah. So then I have teaching the next generation what healthy love looks like is how healing becomes legacy. Didn't I just say that? Didn't I just say when you heal, you make your own legacy? But anyways, yeah, let me get into this. So like I said, teaching the next generation what healthy love looks like is how healing becomes legacy. It shows that love is patient and safe, and that disagreements doesn't require destruction. Hello, yes. We don't have to. We can agree to disagree, but it don't have to get crazy. It doesn't. We don't have to destruct nothing. Um, and that vulnerability is strength, not weakness. Yeah. Now, see that one. I'm still learning too, cause I don't like to be no. I was about to say a simp, but basically, I don't like to be vulnerable, not at all. And but I know it's a strength to be vulnerable because yeah, let me see. But some people may not feel as though they did anything wrong because maybe whatever they have done is all they know and all they have seen in life. See, yes, I agree. I agree with that. Which uh trying to see how I want to respond to that. See, I think that's more so where it's like you have to be open to want to hear the other person's side. Which I kind of touch base on that in my next section, but that's definitely a good one because it is a lot of people who feel like they do no wrong for real, and you just be like, what? That doesn't make sense. Any sense at all. Um, but yeah. So back to what I was saying. Vulnerability is strength, not a weakness, most definitely. Because when children and see, I had children, but I just really want to say people because I mean, to be honest, we all should be learning every day, should be learning something new. So I'm gonna say when people witness respect, accountability, and emotional honesty, they inherit tools instead of wounds. Get it? I was gonna say poetic justice, but poetic. They inherit tools instead of wounds. Yes. Yeah. That's how we grow, you know? When you see what healthy look like, it just make yeah. I don't even really gotta go too much into that because yeah, you get the point. But I'm gonna leave that one right there where it's at. Tools instead of wounds. I'm stuck on that because hello. um my next section I have love forward, the future of Black history. Choosing empathy, grace, and unit moving forward. Ooh, okay, this one I was waiting for. Listen, so moving forward with empathy helps you understand. With grace, you heal. With unity, you build. You see, empathy allows you to see beyond your own perspective and open spaces for collaborations. Once you begin to understand others, it'll help you make better decisions in all aspects of your life. So that's why I said back to that last statement. Um, you gotta have some empathy. You gotta have that open space. Uh, yeah, yeah. I feel like having that open space will help you, like because technically a lot of people feel like it's my way or the highway, but it's like no, we're all human beings. We all have different upbringings. We have different philosophy on how we move. But when you start to open up yourself, you start to allow like different perspectives to kind of come in, and sometimes it might change your way of thinking. You might think, hey, I'm not wrong, but when you start surrounding yourself around different people, you start to open up that third eye. It's like now you start to open your two big eyes and see like, okay, well maybe I was wrong. But now that I heard, this person or that person, now I know like, okay, well this is something I do need to work on, like so I can fix it and grow from it and know like this isn't healthy to be moving in that way, or this isn't healthy to be moving, especially towards the people that I love and care about. So yeah, that's my response back to that statement question. Yeah. um, but yeah, uh, while grace breaks cycle of resentment, um, yeah, I mean, what can I say? You know how grace gonna grace. But when you choose to give yourself grace, you're saying that you will operate in life with patience and forgiveness over retaliation. Yeah. Because mhm, I heard that word last week, grace, and it's been with me all week. Um, it takes a lot to be patient. It also takes a lot to forgive too. Um, so I like that one. And I had to touch on that word grace because yeah, I'm trying to give myself grace at this point. Like even grace with this podcast. Try not to be so hard on myself with it. Just be genuine and authentic because whoever I'm supposed to be touching, I'm gonna touch. I don't have to like just call out everything because some of the things I feel like is wrong. The next person they might be like, oh my god, that was a cool idea, and I'm over there beating myself up like about it, like so that's why I kind of had a low pause for grace because I'm really trying to give myself grace, especially with this new phase of being on camera, getting back into the motion of coming up with topics and just hoping that I make a difference, even if it's just one person. Like my uncle told me, he was just like, one person, you might start off with one person, but that one person might go tell the next person. Now you got two people. Like, yeah. So I'm trying to give myself grace and know that who I'm supposed to touch and reach, they will get this message. They will hear this podcast. They will hear me. We grow, they grow, we laugh, but we gonna keep going. So grace is it's stuck right now. It's definitely stuck. Um, but I'm gonna keep on moving. So I would say, what's grace without unity? No, what's empathy and grace without unity? You see, unity aligns everyone towards the same goals. And when we all work together, it helps speed the process to reach the end goal. So by including those three words into your everyday routine, you've just created a long-term impact and strengthen yourself internally because empathy, grace, and unity requires strength and courage. Strength and courage. Um, yeah, I didn't want to just rush to my closing, so I just wanted to give everybody a second to just ponder on that. Get your mind right. Get your thoughts together. Uh, but in my closing, because like I said, I don't want to hold you too long, and because it is Sunday, the last day of Valentine, and I don't want to keep y'all from doing whatever it is that you're doing. So, in closing, I'm gonna say this: I am all about us. So your growth and healing will always come first in my eyes. With that, I will say this year and all the years to come, let's love on ourselves a little more. And then we can love on the next. And what I mean is, if you don't love yourself, how can you give the proper healthy love to anything else? It has to start with you. I know y'all heard the saying, pouring from an empty cup. But if you haven't, it means attempting to care for, support, or give to others while being completely depleted, burnt out, or neglecting your own needs. So don't be that empty cup pouring into others. Make sure that you always filling your cup. Because once you let your cup run out, who's going to fill you up? That's why I said it always starts with you. And I'm all about internal growth. So, yeah. But I hope that you guys have a wonderful week, a wonderful weekend. Um, And I am gonna let you go because I got to go. I gotta go. I gotta go, go, go. um, but yeah, so hopefully you took something meaningful away from my episode because I worked hard writing this up, digging in that deep brain, that big old brain, trying to come up with some content, with a message that I could give. So nonetheless, yes, I hope that you got something, like I fed you something meaningful that you can take away. But yeah, and on that note, I am out of here.